This is a story that could confuse you, it could make you angry, or it could make you laugh out loud, depending on how you see it. The Residents Welfare Association of a housing society in Greater Noida in Uttar Pradesh has urged its residents to be mindful of their attire when in common areas such as parks. The circular that was issued on the 10th of June by the Himsagar Apartment RWA says the residents must not step out of their flats wearing lungis or nighties. Yes, you heard that right. No lungis or nighties in public spaces, says this housing society. Why? Because apparently this would make the other residents uncomfortable. Well, needless to say, the notice has received widespread criticism online for its attempt to police people's personal choices, and it has raised many laughs as well. One user said, "I'm sorry, this is not inclusive. They needed to ban cartoon printed boxer shorts masquerading as sportswear too." Another one wrote, "Yet another instance of RWA acting as a car panchayat." Someone else wrote, "Does freedom of expression not include sartorial expression?" And then somebody who seemed to be completely exasperated said, "These issues don't amuse me anymore. We are a society with weird priorities."
नोटिस में हमने लोगों से अनुरोध किया था कि कुछ लोगों की शिकायतें आई हैं कि कुछ लोग पूरा ड्रेस में ढंग से नहीं बैठते, तो हमने लोगों को ये रिक्वेस्ट किया कि आप लुंगी या जो रात घर में कपड़े पहनते हैं उनको बाहर पहन के ना विचरण करें, और उसमें हमें किसी के बारे में कोई उल्टा सीधा कहने का कोई विचार नहीं था हमारा।
No lungi, no nighty, says this housing society. Kartike, I am not going to tell you if I roam around my society in a nighty, but I definitely want to ask you, let me put you on the spot. Would you walk around your house and let's say go to the neighboring park wearing a lungi?
See, first of all, I am going to write a letter to Thalaivar. Secondly, I think it's slightly culturally in poor taste, because if you go to West Bengal, if you go to parts of Andhra Pradesh, lungi is something which has been inherited from various customs. Like for example, the lungis which you find people wearing in Hyderabad is a Yemeni custom. That's one. You find people wearing lungi in West Bengal. Then you have the dhoti. Then you will have to differentiate between a Bengali dhoti and Uttar Pradesh ki dhoti. And if Bengali dhoti looks like lungi and someone takes an objection to the fact that this is my night dress, I think this residential society or the governing body of this residential society will be in trouble. And lastly, I think these, I find it very funny, but then all over the world you have these funny laws. There's a funny law in Singapore, because buildings are made so close to each other that, you should not be seen naked from the other building, even if you are inside your house. So, if someone finds you, running around in your underwear from the next building, you can actually be fined in Singapore and that would constitute nudity. And I'm not saying he's naked. That's nudity. Okay. So, such rules do exist, so I am not surprised. But that's about an underwear, or that's about people in their private clothes. But in this context, I find it silly, because lungi is part of cultural tradition in many states, that's one. And I think nighty is a bit of a modern phenomena. I think it's like even more Victorian in the way, which has been absorbed by our Indian middle class. And if women are comfortable in their nighties, boss, take your gaze somewhere else. You know
what amused me the most? Maybe it should have infuriated me as a woman. One man in that society actually said, Kartike, women walking around in nighties would make men uncomfortable. And I really want to say, that's the men's problem, not the women's problem.
Absolutely.
So I think you're absolutely right in pointing out that one, Thalaivar will not be happy and amused if he hears this. And two, maybe one perfect solution to this problem is that the entire RWA society, in my view, should be made to watch Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone's Lungi dance, which happens to be one of my favorite tracks in recent years from Bollywood movies.